But Harry, people say that these letters which are coming into people's houses, that they're from the government, and you must fill them in. Can you explain that to me?
Sure, yeah. Well, you see, in Ireland, Ireland's, this is quite important for people to know. We give this information at the talks. The talks are vital for it to come to. Ireland obtained a sovereign republic in 1919 on our Independence Day. In case you didn't know, Ireland has an Independence Day. It's not St. Patrick's Day. It's actually the 21st of January 1919 was when our Independence Day, when we obtained independence as sovereign Dáil Éireann and sovereign Dáil Éireann courts in the Mansion House. That's our Independence Day. A bit like America celebrate their Independence Day is the 4th of July, but most people don't know that they actually have an Independence Day. So straight away when you know this, you know you've been lied to by the government, because the government is not a sovereign government. It's called the Oireachtas, and the Oireachtas was constructed by King George V in 1922 to serve the Crown. So the Oireachtas, the houses of the Oireachtas exist today, and the successors of King George V, Elizabeth II, is the head of the Oireachtas. Okay? The president of the Oireachtas, which is now termed the Royal Oireachtas, because that's exactly what it is. The president of that registered corporation is Michael D. Higgins. He's not the president of Ireland, he's the president of the 26 counties corporation under the Royal Oireachtas. However, the real president of Ireland, who holds the 32 county mandate, is William James Maguire. He's the president of the IRB, because it was the IRB who funded the 1918 election, which gave us the installation of sovereign government, sovereign Dáil Éireann, and adopted the harp as the sovereign seal of this country. It wasn't the government. All political parties in Ireland, left, right or in the middle, are under the umbrella of the Royal Oireachtas. They're all under the control of the Crown. That's the case. They are not a sovereign Dáil government. Sovereign Dáil hasn't sat since 1922. So none of these offers of contract to the sovereign people are legitimate. Hence they have to give you a title of Mr, Mrs and Miss and capital letters. They have to corporatise you at your birth certificate. So they create a second you, a paper you, and give you the title of Mr, Mrs and Miss, which is an English title under the Crown, to get you to contract. They need you, your fiction, your paper, to contract with the corporation before they can do business. But when you return these offers of contract to sender, you are indirectly stating that you are a sovereign flesh and blood, man or woman. You are not a Mr, a Miss or a Mrs, a legal fiction entity. You are sovereign flesh and blood, and that's why they need your signature, your sign of nature. To invalidate, make redundant. You make yourself redundant if you give it to them. They want your sovereignty. Okay? And this is the object of this corporation under the Crown. So when they send you offers of contract to your letterbox stating, because they've controlled the way you think through mass media, propaganda, through newspapers, television programs, radio programs, educational programs, and the additives that's contained in your tap water, which pretty much combine all these concepts, brainwash the people into mass voluntary compliance. Okay? To the extent that they have you out there, they're probably listening to this, believing that a piece of paper speaks. Because when they knock at your door, they may state to you that you must do what it says here. And people are too happy to pick up a pen and sign these pieces of paper and give their signature and hand over their sovereign authority to this corporation. They're too quick to give their signature. Now that piece of stationery has value. You gave it value and you rendered yourself redundant as a sovereign flesh and blood man. You've handed your right, you've signed your rights away. Now that piece of paper is worth a lot of money. It doesn't speak. That paper can't speak. They convince you, they knock at your door in fluorescent jackets and a peak cap and a clipperboard and a pen with an authoritative attitude, and they state to you that it says here you must fill it in, or you may face jail time or a large fine. Failure to do so may constitute jail time. So please sign here. And people believe that these pieces of paper speaks. They can't speak. It's stationary, it's dead. So maybe the next clip we'll do, go through a workshop scenario on how to do this, because it's only when people do this will you be empowered. At the talks, we do talks and workshops that empower the people in how to do this, stay sovereign, stay free, don't cause any harm, loss and injury. That means you're not breaking law. What they have brainwashed people to believe that are codes, policies, statutes and acts are law. They're not. And that pieces of paper speak, and you must do this and you must do that, or you may face jail time. It's only wordplay, it's psychology, it's NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. And they've cleverly done this through television, as I said, tap water. And other methods too. Coercion and threats. Letters that have red ink. It has a psychological effect on you when you get a letter with red ink. It's psychological, it's emotional. That's what psychology is. It's only the emotional world. It's not the mental world, actually. It's the emotional world. So they captivate our emotions through pieces of paper with ink on it, telephone calls, high fluorescent jacket visitors, arrogance from deputies, from officers like the sheriff, for example, who have no mandate in this country. Even in the Constitution there are no provisions for the office of sheriff in Ireland, or there are no provisions for the bar, the British Crown Colony wig wearers in the courts. I call them the wig mafia. There are no provisions in the Constitution for their offices. They need the people, we the people, to give them their power. Then their license becomes operative because we give it to them. You don't need to hire any of the wig mafia to represent you. You can present yourself. You don't need to be represented. Present yourself sovereign flesh and blood. If somebody has a claim against you, let them state so. You don't need to hire any of the legal mafia. It's quite simple. And on the issue of income tax, like everything else, is only voluntary compliance. VAT, that's lawful tax because it's an offer of a contract, but they don't have the lawful sovereign authority to tax your intellect or your flesh and blood because they didn't create you. Something called a creator created us all. I don't know what it is. Some people call it God. You can call it a cat or a dog if you want. It doesn't matter. It's all a fiction. They can't tax you unless you sign a contract to do so. Now, people are in jail not for not paying income tax, but for breaking the contract that they signed with the revenue to pay income tax. That's the facts of it. If it wasn't the facts of it, I would be in jail a long time ago.